Hello, everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for the Vampire Diaries, Season 5, Episode 7, Death and the Maiden. I'm your host, Dom, and with me, I have my co-host, Mike.
Hello.
How's it going, Mike?
It's going well.
That's good.
Coughs. Cough, 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 cough. Hopefully this cough drop works.
Maybe. You seem to be alright on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show we did last night, so...
Yeah, the cough drop helped then, so I'm hoping it helps now.
Excellent, excellent. So, what'd you think of this episode?
3 Elenas, 1 room.
That was quite possibly one of the better moments of this whole episode.
That's, that was the moment for me.
Yeah, Nina Dobrev, she's really, I don't know, to play 3 different characters of the same, like, she's the same actress, playing 3 different characters, and they are all kind of different from each other, and, like, you could tell, like, they could swap in and out and kind of pretend to be each other, but they all have their own distinct, unique personalities or traits, which was kind of funny, and I definitely laughed at that moment where Elena just stuck her hand out and Ketsia stabs it with the dagger, and Catherine's like, show off, because Catherine's so fragile now, you know. So she was complaining afterwards that her hand wasn't healing and it was cut, and Elena just Gah! And she didn't even make a noise, and she just turns her hand over and blood starts coming out, and Catherine's just like, show off. I don't know. It was a great moment. I loved it. But what'd you think about the opening scene? I thought that was pretty comical
That
as well.
was comical. That was pretty good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, Silas is sitting there. He's just talking. People think he's crazy, obviously, because, oh, yeah, 2,000 years go by. I'm encased in stone, apart from my old... What would your reaction be at that point if someone just sat down next to you on a bus stop and started spouting that kind of shit?
I don't really know.
Yeah, so, all right, that's fine. And then, after all that, it's just like, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm going to kill you now. Well, it was to make his, he was talking about how he loved the concept of love.
Right.
So that was kind of like his point. Like, yeah, love is fickle. So watch, I'm going to kill you, and you're going to watch your girlfriend run away from you as you die.
So does that put him on the same diabolical level as Ketsia now?
Does it put him on the same level as her now? No, I think he was always there.
They're mean, perfect for each other.
They were perfect for each other at one point, and then he cheated on her. And see, I don't think either of them were ever that diabolical. It's just he cheated on her, and it brought the crazy out of her, and then she fucked with him, like made him immortal. And well, he made himself immortal. I'm sorry. She, killed Amara supposedly and made it so that they could never be together, resting peacefully, and then encased him in a tomb. So that brought the diabolical out of him. So, I don't think they were ever that diabolical in the beginning, but they are now, and the same level.
Yeah, I could see that.
He's a dick.
He is. He's Damon style, season 1 Damon dick. That's what he is.
Season 1 Damon style. Yeah, I guess that works. Although Damon was much more fun.
He was. We need to get back to that. This breakup between Damon and Elena needs to happen ASAP.
Soon. Maybe.
So, Stefan, he's got his memories back now. And Ketsia gave it back to him this last episode. And so now he is... He's having flashbacks from when he was in the safe, and he's having a conversation with Damon and Elena, and he has this one particular flashback, and it shows the guy opening the safe, and he grabs, or the glass that he's holding onto, it just shatters under his grasp, and he says, "I guess I forgot my own strength." Who did he see that made him break the glass?
I'm assuming that was the guy who found him in the first place. Because, the last person he saw was Silas, a.k.a. him, closing the door of the safe, and then, he's drowning for the next 3 months straight. Then all of a sudden, doors open and here's some random guy. That's the only person I can imagine he saw. And I'm guessing. Initially, I was guessing that he was mad because some random schmuck opened the safe and I went to town on him because
Right.
he did. So I mean, I thought that was just regret at the fact that he killed some poor innocent guy.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that. It was kind of revealed at the end of the episode that he said that he wished that it was Elena and Damon that actually opened the safe. Why do you think that, and do you think that has anything to do with him breaking the glass?
Um, I think that he says that he wanted it to be them, and that those are like his people, basically the only people he really cares about. So I guess it would have been more conducive to his healing process because, again, drowning for 3 months over and over again, not pleasant. It would have been more conducive to his healing process to see the true faces of the people he loved. Like, they found me, they were looking for me, and all this stuff. It would have just settled him a bit. And he probably broke the glass because there's some random shit found me. Crush.
Yeah, it's probably just a little bit of anger that he just
A little bit of anger, a little bit of regret.
he wanted it to be them, and just,
Punch.
yeah, he was mad that it wasn't them.
Mm-hmm.
So last week we were kind of guessing that the reason Catherine, her tooth is falling out and her hair is changing colors and stuff, it's because her body was catching up with age. That's exactly what they revealed this episode. So we were dead on with that. But how do you think she's gonna get out of this one? She tried to work with Ketsia and do that, but Ketsia, after promising her, went back on her word and said the whole reason that Ketsia even got in this mess in the first place was because of immortals and altering people's lifespan. So she didn't want anything to do with that. So now Catherine is left human, dying. She's got a few months left in her. She's got 1 to 2 months, as Dr. West kind of speculated. But we've always known Catherine to have a plan A, B, C, D, E, and F. What do you think she's going to try to do to get out of this one now?
Well, the wise logic, as I'll put it here, is she's going to try to re-become a vampire, I think. Because the cure is out of her, as far as we know, right?
Right.
I didn't mention. Yeah, that's because Silas drank all that. So now, I mean, she's just a human, nothing special. The fact that she's 500 years old and nature's got to catch up. So she's aging, she's going to age and die. So if she's a human, nothing special, no magic coursing through or anything, why not become a vampire again, in her mind? It's easy. All she's got to do is, drink a vampire's blood and die. But, I mean, the way she is with death and everything, who knows? She might be too afraid to go through with that. She'll drink the vampire blood and then think, oh, crap. If I die and this doesn't work because the cure's still in me, I'm dead. So that's going to be a big deal there. So I don't know what her plan B through F are, but her plan A is probably going to become a vampire again.
But we actually saw in this episode that she tried, what was it? Damon tried to heal her, or somebody tried to heal her. I don't remember if it was Damon now. And it was Elena, actually, I believe. And her body rejected the blood, and it didn't heal her. So she can't have vampire blood in her system. It was also revealed the same thing happened when Damon tried to heal Amara. He tried to feed the blood to her, and it rejected as well. So that's why Amara ended up dying, because the blood didn't work. So if the blood won't stay in the system, and I believe Catherine even said this was a product of taking the cure in the first place, it seems that she cannot become a vampire again.
Oh, right. I forgot she even mentioned that. So, yeah, because Amara took the cure, and I was thinking it was some kind of funky-dunky magic with the doppelgangers and all that stuff, but no, yeah, if she can't take the blood, she's going to have to... Let's see, her body rejects it. That theory doesn't work. I would say she's going to have to drink it and die immediately and pray it worked, but no. I don't know then. So she's going to need a plan B and C here because becoming a vampire is not going to work. She's going to have to find a willing witch to do something to her. And I don't think Bonnie's going to be too willing or able.
Right, unless they find that they need her for some reason. So Catherine needs to make herself needed again. That's basically her plan. But someone else that appears that they need Catherine is her daughter, Catherine's daughter. She really wants some bonding time with Catherine, or so it seems. Do you think she just wants bonding time, or do you think she has ulterior motives?
I don't know. These travelers, I mean, they're all shifty and shady. They probably do. She probably has some ulterior motive that we can't guess. But at the
Well,
moment,
she's a
Army
vampire. I don't know if she's necessarily a traveler. She was hanging out with Gregor.
Oh, you know, you're right.
But
She was hanging out with a traveler and posing
yeah,
as one. You think they would have realized? But I'm inclined to believe that she just wants some bonding time after 500 years of not knowing mommy.
yeah. I don't know. It seems like there's a little bit more. She seems like she wants her mother to go back to would they say Bolivia with her? Bulgaria, Bolivia, same thing.
Different continents.
Whatever. Uh, so yeah, like she's in a rush to get her back there. So it almost seems as if there's something that she needs her there for. So I don't know. I'm not quite sure with that, but I'm sure it will be explored. I'm sure we'll find out by the end of this season. And maybe that something to do with that even is why they're gonna need to have Catherine alive, and if they find out that she's gonna die in 2 months, they're gonna do everything they can to make her immortal again.
That's gonna make Damon so happy.
Of course, Damon's always happy.
Well, lately he's been happier than.
I don't like Damon happy.
I don't like that.
I like Damon miserable and suffering.
Just because he's hilarious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was also revealed that Silas has no intention of helping them. He wants to see Damon miserable. He wants Elena and Stefan to be together. So he says no. He's not going to swap with Bonnie. And he's not going to bring Bonnie back. So they get this bright idea to swap Amara with Bonnie in terms of the anchor. So Bonnie would now take Amara's place and be the anchor of the other side, which would put her in two places at once. She'd be in the other side and in the real world at both. So Amara she wasn't as crazy as we thought she was she?
I mean, after that, if you couldn't tell who was who, that would make me that would make anybody a little crazy.
Right.
Because you're talking to someone and everybody else thinks you're nuts. So, no, she wasn't as crazy as we thought she was. She actually was seeing people. There were people there, and she was talking to them, or more like they were talking to her, and she was telling them to shut up.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, initially I just thought, we were theorizing last week. She's just a normal, ordinary human, no witch, no vampire, no nothing special. So 2,000 years turned to stone, and she's gonna be friggin' nuts after that. But apparently not.
Yeah. Well, she was down in the basement. She was locked in their cellar. And she's sitting there talking to herself, yelling at people. And how many dead people are down in the Salvatore's basement?
How many supernatural entities have they killed in their house?
Yeah, but you don't think that those supernatural entities are out wandering? They're all just gonna sit in their basement? They're not bound to one location. We found Bonnie, when she's dead, she's going to school. She's following them all over the place. The Michelsons, what was it, Cole and the other brother were out like wandering, and they came back. So they don't just stay where they died. So
no, but
why are these people down in the Salvatore basement?
Maybe they're people from millennia ago who were just following her around, screwing with her head. I don't know.
Could be.
Or maybe they're a couple of really pissed off people who are sitting there waiting for the moment where they might get a half second to kill Stefan or Damon or something.
Could be. But it's also revealed that every supernatural being that dies has to pass through the anchor, which is now Bonnie.
Yeah.
And it seems to be causing her some physical pain. So how do you think this is going to play out for her?
Um, Not well, especially considering, I mean, that they're going to have to start killing some vampires. And they are every supernatural entity, they said.
Right.
Period.
Right.
So, I
So
mean,
werewolves,
uh,
vampires, hunters,
and everywhere.
doppelgangers. Yeah.
Everywhere, too. So, I mean, how many vampires did, on Originals, how many vampires did Elijah just rip apart?
Yep.
So, yeah, that's not going to be pleasant
No.
at all. To be walking down the street and, pain. So, I don't think that's going to play out too well. I mean, they're probably going to find some way of making it so that the anchor is, not Bonnie. Blah 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 blah.
See, I don't know why Amara didn't just like bind the anchor to like the moon. Or who did I say? Ketsia. I don't know why Ketsia didn't bind the moon to be the anchor of the other side, or something that you know is not going away. Why bind it to a person whose life can be like she knew a cure existed. She knew it was possible to make Amara human again. Now Bonnie is she immortal now?
I don't know. That's a good question. Because Ketsia said she needed something that was gonna last and be around for a while.
Right.
If Bonnie's not immortal, she's not gonna be around for as long of a while as Amara was.
Right.
Maybe this was Ketsia's plan the whole time. Maybe she realizes that now the anchor will break.
It didn't seem that way. I mean, I don't
Now,
think she would have killed herself off if she thought it was a temporary solution, because her goal is to be with Silas. So she killed herself, and she goes off to the other side. Silas is dead. Stefan killed Silas. Amara is dead. Amara, not being a supernatural entity, being just a mere human, she passes over. She's not on the other side, or at least we don't think she is.
no, you're right.
So
Now Amara, I'm sorry, get Amara these names. Ketsia's got her, her ending in her mind. She's with Silas. Silas isn't with Amara. Done deal. So I guess it's either A, Bonnie's now immortal, or B, plot hole that nobody thought of.
yeah, no, I think they thought of it. So I think it'll be addressed later. But now, do you think Amara is on the other side, or do you think she passed over?
Did becoming immortal and then drinking the cure make her technically considered a supernatural entity? Is the question you have to ask.
Right. And she's also the original of the doppelgangers, so does that just make her a supernatural entity on its own? Because we know doppelgangers are considered supernatural entities.
I don't know. Is the thing that's got to be addressed in another,
Yeah,
episode
so
because I can't even theorize. I mean, when she took this immortality spell or whatever, yeah, I'm guessing she became a supernatural entity at that point. But she took the cure. Now, does having the cure in her system still count her as one? Has spawning a race of, how many doppelganger?
is being the cure itself considered a supernatural entity? We don't know.
Even that, I don't know.
Right, so it's plausible she could be on the other side, and like I'm saying, do you think the story's done with Ketsia and Silas now? Do you think we're gonna see more of them? Do you think we're gonna see them on the other side? And if we do, because I think we are. I don't think the story's over quite yet, and I think there's gonna be some complications because I think Amara is gonna be there unexpectedly.
Yeah, I don't know what their story is, if it's over or not. It's one of those back in, what was it, season 2 when the originals first showed up, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Klaus first shows up and, they have him pinned and Elijah's about to kill him. And then Klaus talks him out of it like, I have our family, I know where they are, blah, 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 blah. And then Elijah just, takes Klaus and says, I can't do this, and disappears. My thought was, fuck, this was finally going to be over and we are going to be rid of the constant Klaus nagging storyline. And then, nope, not over. 2 more seasons and another freaking spin-off show.
Yeah.
So that's the feeling I'm getting here. Like, oh, we're finally rid of this Silas bullshit. And then, 2 more seasons and a spin-off show.
So you think we're gonna have a Silas spinoff?
I hope to God not. He's not that interesting of a character.
I don't think so.
I mean, he's no Klaus. I mean, yeah, give you that. They made a very interesting character out of Klaus.
Yeah,
So
Paul Wesley, he does have an interesting dynamic between playing Silas and Stefan. Like you could definitely see he puts a little something extra in the character, but I do prefer him as Stefan over Silas.
me too.
So, do you think Stefan's gonna be okay now that he killed Silas? Because
Um,
Elena kind of throws a comment at him and says, "Isn't it bad luck to kill your doppelganger?" So, let me ask you first: is it bad luck to kill your doppelganger?
How come I know? Normally, before we started recording, I was saying, I always saw my image of a doppelganger through other media and past things and whatever. Mythos is the word I'm looking for. They're always like your evil clone, basically. My view of it was they're your evil clone coming to kill you. So I don't think it would be bad luck to kill your doppelganger because it's trying to kill you in the first place. I mean, maybe it's bad luck. Maybe it's one of those lose-lose situations. Like, here's your evil clone and it's coming to kill you. But if you kill it, you're going to be cursed with bad luck for the rest of your life. So, the hell do you do there? I mean,
Yeah, I've always heard doppelgangers being like an omen of death. Just seeing your doppelganger or a family member seeing your doppelganger is considered an omen of death or something along those lines. So it's obviously not the case in this mythos, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe it is bad luck to kill your doppelganger because Stefan doesn't quite seem like he is okay. He basically grabs his head. He's doubled over. He's having flashbacks of Silas, and he's screams out, "It's supposed to be over." What do you think he meant by that?
it's like exactly what he said. It's supposed to be over. There's supposed to be none of this crap. I'm supposed to be free of Silas, and just go back to my normal happy life. Well, take happy as you will, and all that stuff. Um, I don't know what he meant by that actually, or what he could have meant, because all this he's having flashbacks going through his head. Maybe because during their fight, Silas went all vampire migraine on him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what if Silas did something to his brain in that? So we already saw Ketsia affected his brain, fried his brain, took away his memories. What if Silas made it so that you're going to relive all your traumatic memories over and over and over and over?
And over?
And then one more time. Yeah.
And then over.
And then over again.
I don't know. So
I
I have a
don't know
feeling they're
either.
going to try to pull Silas out of the other side and deal with whatever this is. So
But Silas is a dick. Why would he help?
I don't know. But maybe they don't have any other choice. They have to bring him back and force him to help. Maybe they'll cut a deal with him to reunite him with Ketsia. I mean, not Ketsia, Amara. So, because Amara's dead, if she's not on the other side with him, and he's sitting in supernatural limbo, they can cut a deal where they can possibly pass him over out of the supernatural limbo. I mean, Bonnie being the anchor, doesn't she kind of have a little control over that? Maybe she says where they can and cannot go.
Maybe. Who knows?
So,
I mean, now the anchor is a witch and not a person.
yep.
So, who knows what Bonnie can do with that?
Yep. Final question for you is, where the hell is Jesse?
I'm still going with dead.
You think he's dead?
I don't know. He's either dead or locked in a dungeon, so a cell or something somewhere.
Caroline tries to call him. She's looking for him. He's not answering the phone. And Catherine's daughter had mentioned, when will you realize how do you Americans say he's just not that into you? Which obviously we know is not the case. We
No.
know what's happened to Jesse. But we don't know where he is, if he's still alive or not. But Caroline has no clue what's going on there. So, do you think we're gonna see Jesse anytime soon? You think he's
Maybe.
dead, so
We're gonna find out about him in the next couple episodes, I think.
yeah. Probably. So the next episode, Dead Man on Campus. The synopsis reads: The party's over at Wilmore College. Elena and Caroline decide it's time to throw a big party. I guess this is probably because Bonnie's home and Bonnie's moving in with them and stuff like that. So they're going to throw a big party. But their plans are interrupted when none other than Jesse suddenly needs Caroline's help. So Jesse's coming back next episode. We know that much. Okay.
There we go.
At Elena's request, Damon comes up with an effective method to get Wes to answer his questions. What questions do you think those could be?
Oh, plenty. Like, what's with the deal with the secret society? Who's the Augustine vampire? Stuff like that.
Okay.
What's the deal?
The deal with the society or anything?
Yeah. Just what's the deal with all this? What's going on here?
At the party, Elena finds that she and Aaron have a lot in common. I actually forgot about Aaron until that comment right there. And Caroline grows more concerned about Jesse. So obviously Caroline is going to take the role of what Stefan did for Caroline. So Caroline's going to be the new mentor for Jesse.
Yeah.
That's how this is coming across to me so far. Meanwhile, Catherine does a favor for Matt, another character we haven't seen in 2 episodes now. We haven't seen or heard anything out of Matt, so I actually forgot. What do you think Matt's been up to?
Better question. What's the significance of that dagger?
I thought it was the anchor, which seemed plausible.
We thought it was the anchor. Then it was like this has to be the weapon to kill Silas, and now none of that at all.
Yeah.
I don't. Maybe it was just Gregor's family heirloom.
Could be, or maybe it has something to do with why Catherine's daughter wants her to come back to Bulgaria with her.
Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know. But I don't think we've heard the end of the Travelers. There's still something that's going to be going on with that. I mean, we're not even halfway through the season yet, so...
Oh, no, we are. We're only on episode 7.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yep. So it says, meanwhile, Catherine does a favor for Matt and manages to get through to Stefan, who is still struggling to overcome the events of the summer. So he's still coping with everything that happened. Finally, Bonnie does her best to cope with her new reality, and Damon makes a terrifying discovery about a secret society.
The Augustine vampire is another Stefan doppelganger. Calling it.
You think so?
They love doing this with Paul Wesley. Just showed he can play the 2 roles on the same screen, or 2 completely different characters at the same time. So probably fun. I don't know, how fun is it? How fun of it was, for 3 Elenas in the same room, 3 completely different personalities.
How do we know it's not another Elena doppelganger?
Oh God, we don't. I'm gonna say it's another Stefan doppelganger.
Do you think those are the only 2 doppelgangers out there? Do you think Ian Somerhalder has a doppelganger?
I'm going to say no, and the reason being is because they said that the doppelgangers were nature's way of attempting to correct or balance out the immortality spell, and being that Silas and Amara were the immortal people from that spell, that's why it was that they were the doppelgangers of just them.
We don't know if there's any other immortals out there, though.
True that.
Because I highly doubt that Stefan and Elena and all their incarnations or I should say Silas and Amora and all their incarnations are the only doppelgangers in the existence of the world. I doubt it.
Yeah, you're right.
So, who knows? Maybe the doppelgangers are just going to stay localized with them. Maybe we'll find more. Who knows? There's so much they could do with this. Mike, any final thoughts? Closing statements, anything?
Maybe, who knows? Maybe it is a Damon doppelganger. Maybe it's Alaric.
I would love some Alaric.
Or maybe it's, some random long day. Maybe it's Damon's uncle, who's been dead for how many seasons now? Yeah. Oh. Oh, well. God, yeah. Oh, Matt's sister? No, not that. No, wrong. Other one. Um, fuck. I don't know. I'm gone. It's not working. My brain is off. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sophie. Sophie. Name I can't remember. I, I have no idea who she is. Probably I've forgotten. Yep. You can find me on Twitter at Thilladren, Thilladren.
I was muted through that whole thing.
Where are you?
I muted my mic through that whole thing. So
I still heard you.
you did, but the people did at home
Oh,
didn't.
you.
So yeah. So basically, what I was saying for those of you that didn't know is this right here. This was their 100th episode. This was their cake.
Big cake.
Yeah, I was talking about who was on there, which just looking at this picture, you could see it's pretty much the whole cast from the Vampire Diaries and the originals. So I'll skim through the pictures real quick. Just because you guys couldn't hear me talking before, I was mentioning people. So you got Davina, you got Haley, you got pretty much all the old cast. Vicky. And of course Elena. Okay, so now that my microphone is unmuted, and that is that, and now you're getting picture in picture, now we'll end this. So Mike, where can the people find you?
They could find me on Twitter, as I said. They heard that already. Like, why is he plugging his Twitter magically? What happened there? You find me on Twitter at Thilladren, Thilladren.
Find me on Twitter at Phenomadom, Phenomedom. And you can find us all on YouTube and Facebook.com/ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. Till next week. See you guys later.
Farewell. Notice my camera was off, like at the end, magically.